outside City Hall.
Thank you very much. Now, as I understand it, we have no minutes, correct?
Yes.
Okay. All right. First item, please.
Oral communication. Discussion is limited to items not part of this agenda. Each speaker is allowed 5 minutes. Members of the redevelopment agency may question or respond to a speaker, but there will be no debate or decision. The matter may be referred to staff through the executive director for investigation and report.
Okay. I have one speaker card, Herbert Milano. He's requesting an hour and a half, but we'll give him 5.
5 hours?
Minutes.
Oh, 5 minutes. Good afternoon. My name is Herbert Milano. Mr. Dillon, members of the redevelopment agency and city staff. As you know, for a very long time, I have had an interest on the situation of Central Glendale for 2 reasons. One, because I lived in the area for 18 years. And second, because I have property. And third, because I actually worked in my office's Warren Brand for many years as well. So I have a personal understanding of those issues, but during the 1990s, I really didn't pay much attention to it because I was too busy flying to my clients all over the world, and I always had this nagging question: why doesn't Glendale look like or feel like many of the prime cities that I happen to go to work in? You know, I pay attention to their traffic, to their parks, to their cultural activities, and I'll come back into Glendale and say, how come our downtown is so inert? You know, it doesn't seem to come alive. It dies at 5 o'clock in the afternoon on Fridays, you know, and what's more, the cultural aspect of it really bothered me. But then, around the year 2000, I decided to reduce the number of hours that I would work and pay more attention to my kids and when they were in high school. And that's when I really started to pay attention to how the city makes decisions. And I keep looking at the data that supports decisions, and I find this significant gap between what the data has provided going back to the mid-1990s with regard to the need for parkland, for the need to address the issues of the population density, for the need to address significant cultural activities, and the gap that we have represented in Glendale. So you can say, you know, I want to invite someone to come and visit me in Glendale, and now we're going to take him to a cultural event this weekend. We generally did not find that. And so I keep looking at what other cities are doing, or the transformation of other cities, and I got interested to see what happened with Singapore. Now, one of the things they had is they paid their officials very well, incredibly well. And I was wondering, if you had earnings of $200,000 a year for the positions that you now have, and had, by that situation, more time available, what other alternatives would you have been able to give your time to with regard to Central Park, and creating out of that other alternatives for income, for the availability to create a solution that would serve the current merchants in the area, the future development that would take surrounding the area, and fulfilling the needs of the lunchtime crowds and the needs of the population in the area. If you had that additional time, what creative things could you have come up with? You know, the creation of a quasi-public entity that would say, you know, it's going to cost us $30 million to put underground parking, it will cost us $20 million to create this, but the income generated surrounding this could be significant enough for it to offset all of those significant costs that would come up ahead. Those considerations would probably have come around had you had the time and had you had the type of income that say, yes, we will allocate our time and resources to ask those critical questions. So the time is getting close to where you're making those final decisions concerning Central Park. And we know that, and you know very well that my issue has been, are we allocating the sufficient amount of green space and cultural space for the new residents that are coming into the area? And that has been my contention from the get-go, you know, with regard to what did the general plan say? What did the land use element say? What did the greater downtown strategic plan say? These are all the building blocks upon which that downtown specific plan and the other project DIRs are based on. They're based on that foundation, and that foundation is weak. And you still have the opportunity, I think, the city still has an opportunity to do something significant that merits all that construction and all the fantastic designs and elements that are put in here in the downtown specific plan. It's what the city absolutely needs. And that has been my advocacy for a very long time, to be able to address the needs of the population currently, address the needs that have not been fulfilled for so many years, and address the needs of the future population, and at the same time create a unique, true urban place that we can attract people to and create additional commerce and enliven the area. So I hope that if there's still the possibility for you guys to really think about that potential creative way of using that land. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Milano. I don't have any other speaker cards, so I will close oral communications. Can we have the next item, please?
Is there any agency member or staff comments?
Move to adjourn?
Second.
We are adjourned.